Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis TV. I'm having a little bit of here we go. A little bit of a malfunction over here. I'm recording. All right, am I live now on Facebook? Okay. So I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Open Door Hypnosis TV. I am Shara Prophet, the Mind Magic Coach. Today, we're going to be talking about how past life regression can help you heal and manifest faster. So, for those of you who do not know, I am a certified hypnotherapist, and past life regression is a very popular and important part of what I do as a hypnotherapist. And let's just talk about really quickly what past life regression is. So past life regression, and I'm looking at both cameras right now. So if you see me going back and forth, that's what I'm doing. I'm on my Facebook Live, on my Facebook group, Hypnosis is Key, and then I'm doing YouTube Live. Okay. Killing two birds with one stone. Or feeding two birds with one handful of seed. That's a nicer way to put it. So past life regression is a process that allows a client to go into a very deep hypnotic state, a somnambulistic state. Okay, somnambulism, a somnambulistic state is a very deep state of hypnosis. Okay. And it is in this state where you or the client or whoever's having the session done is able to tap into a possible past life, a life that they lived before this lifetime. Okay. Some people have lived many, many, many lifetimes. I know for a fact that I have lived over 100 lifetimes on this planet, on Earth. And then there are people who have, this is their first incarnation as a human being on planet Earth, but they have had lifetimes on other planets, and they have been in other forms, other being forms. Some people are able to go all the way back to the beginning of time, where they only see codes and numbers. Hi, Missy, where they only see codes and numbers. Some people are able to go back to an existence where they were a rock. I went when the first time that I ever did, well, it wasn't the first time, it might have been like the second or third time I did a past life regression. It was during the time that I was actually going into my training for my certification as a past life regression specialist. And I was a mist. I was just a mist. And I was in another planet, on another planet, and everything wasn't formed yet. The planet hadn't been seeded yet. So it was just like a lot of gas and clouds and molecules all over the place. And I was just a particle. Okay. So your past lives may show up in many different forms. I have had very mundane past lives where I was a wife that lived, in a country home in Arkansas. I was a very young wife. I lived a very mundane life. And I didn't have many friends. My husband was like way older than me. I think I was like 19 years old. We had already had a baby. I think we met when I was super, super young. Anyway, I'm sorry. We had a 19-year-old son that was in the war. And I can't remember what war it was, but it was like in the 1800s in Arkansas. And it was a very mundane life. So the lifetimes can be very mundane, or they can be incredibly extravagant and significant. Okay. The point of doing a past life regression for some people is to really, some people just like to do it just to do it. They just like to see what comes up. Other people will have a past life regression done to identify any types of particular um, challenges, or to find the connection between the past life energy and whatever is happening in their current life. So, for example, if you are having relationship challenges, okay, but you feel like you've known this person forever, you may go do a past life regression to figure out what your connection is with that particular individual and what your past life was like with that person. Maybe you weren't even in a romantic relationship with that person. That person could have been your mother or your father or a sibling, or someone who you fought in a war, okay, and they shot you down or something. So a lot of times what happens is the energy that was left over in that past life carries over into your current life, and it has an effect on your life as it stands now. So, for example, I'll use myself as an example because I've done several past life regressions. Um, and each time something very significant came up, each time something came up that helped me release certain things and catapulted me into the next phase of my current life, and I was able to leave behind certain things. So one of the past lives that I did that was very significant was I did this one on myself. I didn't have a facilitator or a hypnotherapist working with me. I did this particular one on myself. It was around finances. At this time that I did it, I was having a lot of trouble with money. I was having a lot of issues with money, and I was just like, what the heck is going on? How do I clear this out? So I did a past life regression, and I set an intention before I went into that regression that I was targeting a past life that could have a direct effect on my present day financial situation. Okay. So when I went into that past, I went into a very deep hypnotic state. And I was a Russian princess, and I had totally denounced my wealth, okay, because there was something happening in the kingdom where the indentured servants were not being compensated properly or fairly. And so I was fighting on their behalf, and because we weren't able to properly compensate them, the law or whatever wasn't passed, I decided to take a vow. I took a vow of poverty and said, well, if they can't have it, then I should not enjoy my wealth. So, hi, Sissy Toy, how are you? um, so I had to go in, and the lesson that I learned from that, I fast forwarded to her death. Okay. And at death, I was able to hear or receive the message that she had, which was, I now know that I don't have to, be poverty stricken just for someone else to have, that there's enough to go around in the universe. The universe is limitless, it's abundant. Okay. I don't have to be poor and not enjoy my wealth simply because I love you too. Thank you. Simply because these other people weren't able to experience that wealth. She wished that she would have done something different. She wished that she just would have taken her wealth and given it to people, but also still enjoyed her life as well. Okay. So that really helped me because I was able to go in and cut all ties to that vow, to that agreement that I made with myself, with the universe, with my spirit, with my soul. And I was able to go in and cut that out. Okay. And after that, things really started to open up for me. So that's one way that people can use it. Another way that is very helpful. Thank you. Thank you. Um, So another way you can use this is for actual health purposes, for health reasons. If you have been experiencing, some sort of like headaches, or um, there was actually, I'm not going to talk about clients right now because I don't have permission to discuss actual clients right now. I didn't get permission from an actual client to share their story, so I won't do that on, a public forum. But I'll use a different example. So let's just say, for example, you have headaches all the time, okay? And you've been to the doctor cannot diagnose you. You've been to a psychiatrist or psychologist has not been able to help diagnose or find a reason or a cause of those headaches. You can come in and do a past life regression session and set the intention to tap into the lifetime that is responsible for you experiencing your current headaches, okay? And sometimes you might find that you were bludgeoned to death, okay? Or that you had some sort of illness, an aneurysm or cancer in the brain or something, and that's how you died. And so you carried over that energy into this current life, okay? You'll find that if you have children, you'll listen to your kids because your children will tell you what their past lives were, if they remember. And most of them do remember, especially if it was a very significant past life and is having an effect or an impact on their current life. Most of them will. Okay, I'm going to have to block this person. Excuse me, guys, for 1 second. I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay. There we go. Sorry. I had to take care of something. Somebody was going a little crazy in the chat on YouTube. But anyways, children will, if they had a very significant past life, and is having an impact on them in this lifetime, they will say certain things. For example, there was a woman back in 1984. She appeared on Oprah. Actually, you can find her story on YouTube, and she was talking about her son. At the time, I believe he was like 4 or 5 years old. But the little boy I think he had psoriasis or something like that. And he basically told her that he was a war. She took him to a hypnotherapist, and the hypnotherapist was able to help this little boy connect with his past life. He was a soldier. Okay. He was a soldier, and he fought in a war. And I think the little boy was Caucasian, but in his past life, he told this hypnotherapist that he was a Black soldier. Okay. He was a Black soldier. He couldn't read. I think he was doing pottery or some sort of ceramics types of artwork for a living. And he was very happy. He had a family. He couldn't read. So he signed up for the draft, and he didn't know that that's what he was doing. So he went and fought in this war. And witnessed all of this death and, all of this trauma around him. And he ended up dying in the war as well. Okay. So fast forward to his current life, he was experiencing psoriasis. And she said that once he did that past life regression and identified it, consciously identified what was happening, he was having a reaction to the trauma and the PTSD. I'm not sure. I can't remember what was triggering it in the current life, and as when he was a child, but it went away. So she went on Oprah and talked about the story and all of this stuff, right? So fast forward to 18 years old. He was like 4 or 5 then. Fast forward to 18 years old. At 18, his psoriasis flared up again. And she said that, she was embarrassed, like, oh my God, I've gone on national television and told people that this stuff worked and his psoriasis has flared up, so it's not cured. But he had to, I think he saw, I want to say it was like, not a draft. I think he had to sign up. Oh, he had to sign up for some sort of sports draft. And that triggered that PTSD that he had from being in the war, and the psoriasis flared back up. But as soon as he was able to speak it out loud that that's what it was, it went away. And I think now he's like in his 30s or 40s and it's never come back. Okay. So those are just examples of how powerful something like past life regression can be for you to heal you physically of any ailments or diseases that you cannot have, that you can't get diagnosed by a doctor. Now, please, if you do have some sort of disease or illness, go to the doctor first. Don't just say, I'm just going to go get some past life regression work and see if this works. No, go to the doctor first. If you've gone to several doctors and no one is able to diagnose, then you do past life regression as a last resort. Okay. As far as manifesting, if you are having blockages to manifesting certain things in your life, no matter what you do, no matter how much you raise your vibration and you just can't seem to manifest the things that you want, you might want to consider a past life regression session. But you need to know what it is exactly you want to address in the session, so you can set your intention and you can let your subconscious mind know, hey, we need to tap into this lifetime, because we need to tap into the lifetime that's affecting me right now in this particular area of my life. Because you might have lived many lifetimes. And if you've lived many lifetimes, then many lifetimes may pop up. Just random ones will pop up. So you have to be specific about which ones you want to tap into. Okay. Now, some people, like I said, just like doing past life regression for fun. They just want to see, who was I in another lifetime? And I have had situations where people have experienced more than one past life regression in a session. We'll end one and then they'll say, oh, another one is coming up, and we'll go through that one, and then we'll end that one and then say, oh, here's another one coming. Okay. So that happens as well. But it's a very powerful tool to use. It's just another modality. It's just another way for you to tap into your subconscious mind and to possibly clear out any old energy that could be keeping you stagnant or bound in this lifetime. And you really need to move forward, and you really need to clean up the muck. Okay. So that's just something to think about. So I don't know, there's not very many people on right now, but if anybody has any questions, let me know. And if you don't, then you can always, if you think of something later on, you can always leave a message down in the comments section, or you can set up a private consultation with me, and we'll discuss it over the phone. Because I've had quite a few past life regression consultations in the past week. So I thought it would be very helpful to put this out for you guys and let you know that it can be very helpful for you and beneficial to you. Okay. Past life regression can also be linked to ancestral healing as well. All right. Because you got to think about it. If these are your ancestors, right, and you guys are linked through your DNA, then they have probably been with you in every lifetime. Usually that's what happens. Especially if you have the same soul group in this current life. Usually the people constantly in your life and are very close to you, usually these are the people who have been with you through those past lives. Okay. They had different faces, different names. They played a different role. They were, somebody different in each lifetime. I've had lifetimes with people that, with, you know, guys that I've dated, that we've had many different lifetimes together. Okay. And sometimes we were together like in a romantic situation, and sometimes we were not. You know, sometimes they were like a family member. I think one like shot me. He was like a warrior or a soldier or something, and he shot me, and I was just a civilian. Okay. So, and I mean, that's a whole nother story. I'm not going to get into all of it. That's personal. But I had to, that, even recognizing that and being able to identify what that meant helped me to clear out a lot of stuff as well. All right. So if you are having relationship issues, if you are having issues with money, if you are having health issues, if you are having issues in your family, okay, you can always go back and you know, kind of tap into that. And also, doing ancestral work is another way to clear all of that out too. Okay. So if you're doing it kind of, I mean, doing past life regression work is kind of like doing ancestral work if you were to set the intention to, when you go in to clear this particular issue out of your life, that you're going to clear it for the rest of your ancestors too. Okay. And you can just set your intention to tap into the lifetime where a particular issue was cemented or brought up between you and your family or in that bloodline. Okay. So those are just different things to think about, because everything is connected. Just remember that everything is connected energetically. Everything is connected. So we can do past life regression. Of course, we can do ancestral work and tie that in to that past life energy as well. Okay. So that's about it. It's not a very long video. This is just giving you guys a little quick crash course. Hey, Laura, a little quick crash course on past life regression, healing, how to manifest quickly, how to clear stuff out of your energy field. And past life regression sessions usually last anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. Okay, they're about 2 to 3 hours. If you guys are interested in, you know, setting up a consultation to discuss the ways in which you might want to use that for yourself, you can just click the link down below for the YouTubers. You can click the my website link that's in the comments, in the description box below this video. And you can schedule your free phone consultation. It's a 20-minute consultation. And we'll just talk about what you have been going through, and you can ask me any questions that you need. I might ask you a few questions, and then you can schedule your first appointment from there. All right. So if there are no questions, then I am going to sign off now, because I have some more work to do, of course, always. But it's a labor of love. So I am very blessed and grateful that I get to do this work, and it is a lot of fun. But I thank everybody who did show up tonight. I thank you for showing up. Please feel free to share this video with anybody who may be interested in finding out more about past life regression. Okay. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up to all my YouTubers. You can like it too, I think, on Facebook. Yeah, I think you can like it. Sure, why not? Like it. All right. So I love you all. Thank you for tuning in tonight. And I'm going to sign off now. Like I said, it's a short video. It's not like all the long ones that we usually do, but I love you. And remember, if you want to check out my Be Magic course, okay, the Be Magic course, I'm still accepting registrations for that. I'm going to go ahead and extend the discount that you got for signing up for the early bird special. I'm going to extend that because a couple of people have contacted me and said, hey, I'm waiting for the money to come in and I still want to do it. Since this is like the first official round of the class, I'll extend it this time for that. So again, if you want to know more about that, if you want to, read more about the Be Magic course or sign up for it, the link is also in the description box on my YouTube channel. For those of you on Facebook, I will go ahead and put the link in the comments after the live is over with, so you can check that out. If you're not interested in doing it, but you may know someone who is, go ahead and forward to them, okay? But you do have to set up a consultation with me first, because I got to make sure that this is a good fit for you. I got to make sure that the program is a good fit for you and that you and I and the other people in the class will mesh well. All right. So it's kind of like an interview that we have to do first. Okay. But I love you. Thank you again. And I will see you in the next video. Peace and blessings. Mwah. Bye.